the Gulfstream today, Ron Nicoletti, along with Katie Stazak, and we have a beautiful day here in South Florida, and we got a really exciting 11-race card. We got a fast main track, firm turf course, but hold on to your hats. Wait till you hear these guarantees. In the Rainbow Six, which starts in race number 6 today, $750,000 guaranteed in the pool. That's races 6 through 11 with an 11-race card, but we're not done. In the pick 5 today, $50,000 guaranteed. That's the races 7 through 11. And in our late pick 4 this afternoon, a $100,000 guarantee, races 8 through 11. So the Rainbow Six, unbelievable, $750,000 in the pool, and you can get that for 20 cents. Oh, we also got a note here in race 4. There's a trouble with the morning light. It was a typo. It says 15-1. It should read 5-2. So when we get to that race, we'll explain it again and throughout the afternoon. So just a typo in there. It was supposed to be 5-2, and it's 15-1. So beautiful day. Beautiful day, and exciting day, like you mentioned, made even more exciting by those guaranteed jackpots. And we had a really nice payout yesterday. Super High Five paid like $75,000 almost. Incredible. So these people are betting, and it's very exciting to see how much money is really going to go in that Rainbow Six pool. And Katie will tell me every time I walk back in the office after they hit the Super High Five, I'm saying, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, but they seem to do it. So great payoff. As we mentioned, the Rainbow Six today, races 6 through 11, $750,000, a jackpot guaranteed today. With that said, we have 11 races today. We have a stakes race in the 7th race. We'll get to that when we talk to it and when we talk about it. But let's start with race number 1, which is always a good place to start. And this one is 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf. Claimers, 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2 races in life, $30,000. We have 1 jockey change and 1 scratch. The jockey change comes on the number 3 horse, Thunderville, make the rider Luca Panici, and scratch number 7, Giant Cat. Katie, you went with the number 4 in here, the Tumbling Dice. Yeah, this colt's going to be dropping down for a tag for the first time since he broke his maiden at Delaware last September. He's run some pretty nice races this winter in tough company for the Alan Iwinski barn. His last 2 races came at an upper-level allowance and the Texas Glitter Stakes, which not only was tough class-wise, but I don't think it was the right distance for him either. Stretches out to 1 mile and a 16 for the first time today, and I think this distance is going to agree with him. And in December and January, he ran very well, and these are the races that I was looking at, and a couple of allowances, was 2nd and 3rd, beaten only a half length each time. I think this is just a very nice fit for him in this race. Yeah, and trained by Alan Iwinski, as Tom Durkin used to say years ago. I went with the number 6 Channel, and I like this horse. This one has been training up a storm across town at Gulfstream Park West in preparation for his first start since facing allowance-level competition. Was on the turf, was up at Mama. This is a Jersey bred. It was last summer, just like the workout pattern. Eddie Pleasa Jr., Juan Labor, as I mentioned, it's a son of English Channel, but New Jersey bred. Yeah, and this will be the first time he's ever run for a tag, so definitely a class drop angle that you want to keep an eye out for. And the horse that's currently taking all the money up there, I did not use on my ticket. That's the one, All My Memories. I have All My Memories on the ticket in second. Returned from a 2-month layoff to run 4th at this level on February 27th for Jason's Service. It was the colt's first grass start, so he definitely seemed to take to the surface. He closed well, came running just a little bit too late. Maybe he was a little too far back. I'd like to see him leg a little bit closer today, but should improve second start off the layoff and second start on the grass. Let's go to race number 2, and it's a 6-furlong claimer, 4-year-olds and up, $6,250. A big scratch in here. I'm sure everybody had this horse or was thinking of putting this horse somewhere on the ticket, and that's the 1, Cat's My Song. In addition, scratched the 8, Mind Spell, and the number 9, Courage Belongs. And I scratched into an old buddy of ours, and that's the 2, Dangerous Trick. Moved to the Dave Rakoff Bonvita claim. Returns to his favorite racetrack today. 16 races here, 4 wins, 3 seconds, 3 thirds. First start since defeating some really nice competition. That was going 5.5 furlongs, but it was back at Gulfstream Park West. 6-year-old is training pretty nicely for the return. Yeah, just turned in the bullet over at Gulfstream Park West with 5 furlongs in 1 minute and 3. Should get a nice stalking trip behind the speed of Grand Bamboo and Big Grandpa. Yeah, he's just one of these horses, Danger Tricks. You always, know from down here in South Florida. We both used the number 7, Vinny's Wildcat, a popular sort, claimed in consecutive races. Stretches out today to 6 furlongs. furlongs. Encountered traffic at the quarter pole last time out. Finished third against a really hard-knocking group of $6,250 claimers.
I agree. It has not finished off the board in 3 starts at this level, so very consistent in these types of races.
I added the 10 in there with the scratch of the number 1 Cat's My Song, Big Grandpa, Kirk Zadie. Pretty good with this type of layoff, 29%. I thought he might be a logical choice. Last saw that horse when he defeated conditioned claimers. I think it was on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, well, we know this horse very well. We've seen him quite a few times here and at Gulfstream Park West. I also threw in the 4 Grand Bamboo, another with speed, but he does have speed outside to him in Big Grandpa.
Well, let's go to race number 3. This one is 5.5 furlongs. These are maiden claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds, and up with $12,500 in the pool for this one. And we're going to go back and show you a performance of the horse that we both have on top of our ticket, Gotcha Key. Got in a little trouble at Tampa Bay Downs.
More than a little bit of trouble, I'd say. He had clear running on the rail in his last start, but the horse just to its outside is going to take that room away from him. You're going to see the jockey steady pretty hard there, and that takes him completely off of his game and his run. He ends up finishing 4th, beaten 2 3/4 lengths, but he's going to be moved up to the to 3rd by the stewards, understandably so, for that race. I really liked the effort, and he's going to be making his first start for trainer Michael Petro today. He's 26% in that category, and this daughter of Keat Entry is very suited to this sprinting distance.
Yeah, good video there to show you the trouble that Gotcha Key was in trouble last time out. Number 4 I have in second is Moon Solo Moon. This one is dropping to the bottom on the dirt. Recovered from a bumping incident at the start. Finished 4th. Was beaten only 2.5 lengths. It was against $25,000 maidens going 5/8 on the grass. Antonio Sano, Luca Panici handling the surface switch. I'm always a sucker for turf to dirt. I like this one to be somewhere on the ticket, and we both used the number 5 on our ticket. Rien Mi Amores.
Reina de Mis Amores. Reina de Mis Amores faded to 4th after pressuring the pace throughout in our last start at this level and distance on March 22nd. Down on the inside that day, should benefit from getting a little bit outward, more of an outside post. Maybe she won't have to gun for the lead this time around.
Yeah, and she's a daughter of Circular Key, and I just thought she's going to run well in there, and I used Moon Solomon. Who else did you use on your ticket?
Exclusively Dixie. At 8-1, I think this could be a nice value. There are a lot of troubled trips coming into this race, and this one had a rough go of it in her first start when she made her career debut, got bumped and squeezed back very badly at the start, had virtually no chance to play catch-up. That's hard enough to do when you're going 5.5 furlongs, let alone it's your first race. So I think she can improve with that experience and should be showing more speed with Josie Gomez in the irons.
Well, let's go to race number 4, 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf. Claimers, fillies and mares 3 and up. Non-winners of 2 in life, $12,500. Scratch the number 11, Princess Tume. Also want to note that there is a typographical error here. Number 3, Elliott Cottonville, should read 5-2 on the morning line. You see on the bottom is one of the probable favorites, is the probable favorite in the race. Says 15-1, but it was just a typographical error. So both of us, well, you do it. I have it on top, so I will start with Elliott Cottonville, and I'll tell you why. This one is dropping into this $12,500 2 lifetime claimer. You look at its last race, stalked the pace, finished 4th. It was only beaten 3.5 lengths. It was against $20,000 2 lifetime claimers. Trainer Joe Orsino has Gabriel Saez atop this daughter of Rock Hard 10. Thought it was the logical choice in there.
I think a lot of people are going to be upset to know that this horse is now 5-2 on the morning line, but reasonably so. And I actually tried to beat her with other horses, and I went with the 4 Sky Blue and Black, dropping down for this race after making her last 2 starts at the $16,000 and $20,000 levels, beaten less than 3 lengths in her last start after getting bumped at the break and forced very wide. But 3 starts back, that was her maiden breaking victory, which came here at Gulfstream while competing at the $20,000 maiden claiming ranks. I think this is a much better spot for her to face winners, and she should benefit from that.
Yeah, we both have the number 8 Moro Cooked on our ticket, who broke her maiden on this course, but it was back in last August. Makes her local return to first start. She failed to show much, but that was against $25,000 2 lifetime types. That was up on the Tampa turf. I'm expecting this horse to run well at this $12,500 level. be somewhere on the ticket.
I agree, and gets the services of Edgar Prado today, who had 3 wins yesterday, a second and a third. That is a nice day.
Yeah, and that one horse he rode up on the inside, what a fantastic ride that was to get up in, I think it was the 8th race. It was really a nice performance. Let's go to race number 5 today. 6 furlongs, allowance optional claimer, 4-year-olds and up with $25,000. 8 runners going to the post. We want to go back and show you the 5 horse in here, who I put second on my ticket, and so did you, Grivon. Had a little bit of trouble, well, actually caused some of the trouble at the start in its last race. You'll see what happens here. Just comes out of the break and just decides maybe to go that way for a while and everything like that. Bounces around, and if you look here, gets sort of shuffled back to stone last in the race. Really didn't have much of a shot. Comes home, doesn't run bad, gets parked really way
Look
outside.
how wide,
I mean, I thought that was a pretty good performance, you know, and not that she got bumped, but she just ducked to the inside and was out there in the middle, you know, out by the popcorn stands out there, and ran okay in there. Just a horse that we both have on our ticket, you know, did not, you know, was a distant fourth in that race, but certainly had an excuse. I went with the number 4 Border Song, and I'll tell you why in here. This one has been training beautifully over the track, which includes a trio of bullet workouts in its last 4 works in preparation for the first start since finishing 4th. This was against a hard-knocking field of runners called Happy My Way, Dad's Laugh, and fan favorite Rebo Bobo, trainer Marty Maniaspur, excuse me. This horse has not run in over a year, but that's the problem. I like the workout pattern, so it's a bit of a guess.
A little bit, but you know what? He was beaten only ahead in his North American debut in 2013 after not having raced for almost a year, so he has run well off of a layoff, a very long layoff before. I really like this horse a lot. There are question marks, but I think there's a legitimate case to put him on top because he has shown that he can run well off of that kind of break before. I ended up putting the 7 Chepstow at the top of my ticket. Just a picture of consistency. Has finished in the money in 7 of his last 8 starts. Returned from a 7-month layoff of his own in March to be 3rd in allowance here, despite getting bumped on 2 separate occasions in the stretch. And the horse that won that race, which I liked a lot, is Passkey, who won his 3rd straight race here yesterday at Gulfstream in impressive fashion. Prior to that effort, this gelding ran 2nd to multiple stakes winning Atreides. What a nice colt that was. Very unfortunate that he was injured and had to be retired prematurely last year. And I think he should be primed 2nd start back from a layoff.
Well, let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll let you know how Katie and I see the Rainbow Six.
Gulfstream Park is one of Florida's top entertainment destinations, mixing restaurants, clubs, a casino, and international boutique shops with world-class racing. In a lavish, sun-drenched setting with the feel of a Mediterranean village, Gulfstream is a leading year-round entertainment and tourist destination and the home of luxury residences in 2014. The Stronach family, owners of Gulfstream Park, is committed to the sport of thoroughbred racing and the grace, spirit, and generosity of the horse.
The Rainbow Six is back and it's better than ever. Now with a 20-cent base wager, it will expand the market for the popular bet. And in addition to doubling the base wager, the percentage return for the winners on the day the jackpot isn't hit increases to 70%, with 30% going to the carryover pool for the next program. Gulfstream Park, you got to be here each and every day.
Welcome back. We're going to take a look at race number 6. Could you imagine going home tonight and saying, "Hey, Katie, what's going on?" "Oh, no, but I got $750,000 here in the back seat of the car." So that's what's guaranteed in the jackpot today in the Rainbow Six. $750,000, only a 20-cent wager, and boy, well, that would be a happy Easter. You can buy a lot of Easter eggs with that. Let's look at this 6th race. 7.5 furlongs, turf, maiden claim is fillies, 3-year-olds, $35,000. Number 2 horse in here is going to wear blinkers on. That's Hard Grace. Also scratch number 6, Key Dioro, and I went with the number 12, Legratz, right on top of my ticket, but you did go with the number 2, Hard Grace, who is going to wear the blinkers today.
I love everything about Legratz except for the outside post, which is why I went with the 2, Hard Grace. Hard to go against these connections of Mike Maker and owners Ken and Sarah Ramsey. First start off the Claymaker is 22% in that category, gets the blinkers on today, thinks she's going to move forward with the new outfit, and I really like the way she's been working. Most recently breezed 4 furlongs in 48.3 on March 29th.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice workout there, but I did go with the number 12, Legratz, and when you see my Rainbow 6 ticket later, I had to single someone, so I thought I would go with the number 12, Legratz, even though with that outside post, and I'll tell you why. Moved to the Jamie Nesbarn via the claim, returns to the grass today, bobbled at the start last time out, then rushed up to chase the pace, faded to finish seventh, against $25,000 types, going a mile on the dirt. So daughter of Congrats, a good third at this level on the grass back on February 1st. Leandro Conclaves handling the surface switch, and just the level of competition made this horse sort of like jump off the page, and you're absolutely right about that outside post. Maybe not the right horse to single, but you know, I had to single somebody because I was too confused later on in the Rainbow 6, and we both used the number 10 on our ticket Discreet Concord.
Another one getting blinkers on today, this one for the Terry Pombay barn. She had to check pretty hard in her career debut when going 5 furlongs over the turf course here. Just took her completely out of contention, saying second outing, maybe a better trip, you'll see a better effort.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to have her on the ticket. All kidding aside, you know, I singled the 12, but I think the 3 horses we were talking about are 3 that you might want to have on that Rainbow 6 ticket. And as we mentioned, starts in race number 6 with $750,000 in the jackpot pool. Let's go to race number 7 today, and this is our feature event of the afternoon. 6 furlongs. It's an overnight handicap. Fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. $60,000. It's the Orange Blossom. We want to go back and show you a replay of Little Alexis, who's a pretty nice horse.
I'm very excited about this race. What a great field we have lined up, which I think is headlined by Little Alexis. And I wanted to show you this race. This is the cash run from last July, because Little Alexis returned from a 6-month layoff in this race to run very, very well, gets a nice stalking trip, and then rallies between horses to get up for a nice win there under Edgar Prado. Today, Little Alexis coming back, not from a 6-month layoff, a 5-month layoff. So it should be easier, right? And Edgar Prado gets aboard for the first time since that race. She's making her 4-year-old debut, first start since the Breeders' Cup when she ran the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. Came down with a fever after the race. Her neck blew up. She had to stay in California for a little while. Couldn't get a health certificate to get back to South Florida. She was supposed to be sold at the Fasig-Tipton sale and was scratched. Now she's back in South Florida training very well for Carlo Vaccarezza. And you know what? Vaccarezza won a race here on Thursday with Little Michelle, who was coming off a layoff. Hadn't run since last July, so a very long layoff. He's doing well with these types, and this is such a classy filly. Grade 1 stakes place, undefeated here at Gulfstream.
I can't add anything to that. It took about 42 minutes to let you know without Little Alexis. Very exciting, but I didn't go that way. I went with the one Joanne's Wildcat, trying to make it 4 in a row at the distance, which includes back-to-back very impressive victories here after returning from an extended layoff too. Trainer Larry Pilati, he's just winning races here at a 43% clip. Gabriel Sayers atop the red-hot daughter of Wildcat Air. The problem I had is she fast enough to run with the 5-horse in here that we both you actually put in second. One thing about number 5, Off Free Roll, she is fast.
Fast is just the beginning of our free roll. Classy speedster, is a grade 2 winner. Was given a break after fading in the grade 3 Sugar Swirl here in December. I really liked that decision because she came back. First start since December in the Minaret Stakes at Tampa Bay Downs. Was just caught at the wire. Lost by a half length off the layoff. Should be better second start back, but I think our free roll and Joanne's Wildcat are going to hook up a little bit on the lead, and it'll set it up for Little Alexis.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to Carlo just this morning, and that's what he's hoping happens. So he's going to be stalking that pace this afternoon. Let's go to race 8. 1 mile on turf, maidens, 3-year-olds and up, maidens special weight conditions. And we want to go back and show you the horse that we both have on top of the ticket's last race. And that was a race from March 15th. And it was the 10 horse that they Reach for Kitten. Just gets beat a nostril in this race. I thought it was a pretty nice performance. First start since 2013.
How impressive is this? First start since 2013. He's going to launch a 4-wide bid, duels to the wire, and really just gets nosed out. I really watched this race a few times, and it's hard to tell who really does get the nose out in front. Coming off such a long layoff, it's understandable that he got a little bit tired and allowed that horse on the inside to come back and just nose him out. Pretty remarkable. 81 buyer, highest of his career coming off the layoff. That was his first start for trainer Mike Maker. Should be better second start coming back from that break.
Yeah, and had some time. A lot of horses, people think a horse will bounce, but given it ample time between that race and today, I used the 8 coordinating second, stretching out slightly, responded last time to the addition of Lasix with a really solid 5th place finish, was only beaten 1.5 lengths, going 7.5 furlongs here on January 3rd. Tommy Albatrani, Eddie Castro, named on this Darling homebred son of Hard Spun, and used the number 4 horse in there, and that is Cup of Joe. I went with the other Joe, Uptown Joe.
Cup of Joe, coordinate was just finished behind Cup of Joe in his last start, so I gave Cup of Joe the edge today. Beaten a neck in his last start on January 30th for Brian Lynch. Closed very, very well in that race. Made up a lot of ground. Again, I think he may have just been a little bit too far back early. The horse that finished a nose in front of him, Easement, came back to break his maiden 2 starts later. And this horse has just been so close. I thought about putting him on top, but he's beaten less than a length 4 times.
Right.
The little concern for me is he's been given chances and hasn't been able to get it done. I think he can certainly get a piece of this, but I couldn't put him quite on top.
Yeah, I think you got to use both those Joes on your ticket when you're making out your extended tickets, meaning the Rainbow 6, the Pick 5, and the late Pick 4. 9th race, 1 mile and 7/16 on the turf. Allowance optional claimer, 4 and up, $25,000 the claimer level. I went with the number 3 horse in here, Belisarius, hoping to finally get that elusive local victory at this mile and 7/16 distance after finishing 3rd, 2nd, and 3rd here by a combined 3 3/4 lengths. This horse is right there at the wire. You had the concern about Joe in the last race. I sort of had that concern here. Billy Mott, Ed Castro, atop the son of Monjou.
Well, I didn't have the concern with this one. I did a little bit, but I thought he showed enough where I could put him on top. I think this is a nice little horse. Like you mentioned, hasn't been able to record a victory stateside, but so close, and I really like that he has a lot of experience at this particular distance. I went with the 2 Royal Blessing in second, who should appreciate some class relief. He's made his last 3 starts in stakes, well beaten in his last 2, but finished second, beaten just a neck in the Grade 3 valedictory stakes at Woodbine on synthetic, was actually disqualified in that race and placed 3rd. I like that he's been rested after running in those tough races, and he's run well off of a break like this before. Again, Mike Maker, we saw what he just did with Reach for a Kitten coming off a layoff.
Number 1, Morning Calm, is stretching out after rallying from 12 lengths off the pace to come within the neck of defeating $35,000 optional claimers here, going 9 furlongs. Trainer Michelle Nihei has Leandro Conclaves handling this inside post today. I like this horse today. Got to be somewhere on your ticket. And I closed it out with the 5 Pappy, going back to the turf for trainer Christophe Clement. So right away your ears should perk up. Shipped up to Tampa, finished 3rd as the favorite. That was going 1 mile and 16 on the turf. Christophe Clement, 19% with the surface switch. Angel Serpa will be in the saddle today.
And I threw in the 4 Unicat, making his second start off a 6-month layoff for trainer Brian Lynch. Distance is not going to be a problem for this horse. Broke his maiden going 1.25 miles at Woodbine and was 3rd in his second career start here, going 1.5 miles.
Race number 10, 1 mile and 1/60 on the turf. It's a Starner optional claimer for fillies, 3-year-olds. The claiming level is $50,000. Scratch number 5, Fancy Malka. Number 8, a Trigger Finger, proved she could compete at this level when she stepped off the claim by trainer Tino Attard to come within 3/4 of length of getting her picture taken at this level. Eddie Castro in the saddle today.
Yeah, she opened up, the winner opened up a clear lead in that last race and just could not be caught. I thought Trigger Finger ran a great race, and prior to that, she scored by 1.25 lengths over a filly, Twist and Bake, that came back to win her next start. I love this filly. She's never run a bad race on the grass. Looks like we saw things completely eye to eye in this race, putting Justice Cinemo in second. This 3-year-old filly is going to face winners for the first time after breaking her maiden for a $50,000 price tag here back in January at this distance. That was her first start for trainer Chad Brown. that you have to keep an eye on. He excels with these types, these fillies on the grass. He is absolutely loaded with them in his stable. And the horse that finished third in that race, Bluegrass Special, came back to break her maiden here yesterday.
And she was claimed out of that race for $50,000. Number 4, Welcome Speech, moved to the Eddie Keneally barn via the claim after circling the field to defeat $50,000 maidens at this distance. Trainer Eddie Keneally, he's 29% when he gets new claims, and he's got apprentice Tyler Gaffalione in the saddle today at the horse that, we're in perfect agreement in race number 10. We'll flip the page, and we'll go to our final race on the afternoon, and as Katie mentioned a little earlier, the Super High Five, they nailed it for $70,000 plus. I don't know how they do it, but they certainly know how to do it. I tried to get it, but I can't. 7.5 furlongs, maiden 3-year-olds, and we have no scratches or jockey changes in ribs. So we got a full field of 12 runners in the nightcap. We're not going to make the Super High Five easy, and we're almost exactly right. I went with the 6, so did Katie, with Syntax making his first start since making a 4-wide bid on the turn to get the lead. Weakened to finish 4th in that race behind a couple of really nice horses. One called Shaham and the other one called Foster Pass, who came back to win pretty impressively here on Wednesday.
In the Cutler Bay Stakes, that was a nice race, and I have the same exact thing written down with that company. You have to give this horse a look. Should improve second start off the break, and his 2 prior starts, second and third. Also ran very well in Ireland before coming to North America. I think he's absolutely due. We also both have the 2 decent on our tickets. Son of Warfront debuting for the Christophe Clement barn. I've said this before, but I love Warfronts on the turf. Such a nice turf sire. 12 published works. Most recent breeze was the Bullet at Payson Park.
Yeah, I mean, it's Christophe Clement. He's going to get Lasix to start his campaign. Edgar Prado in the saddle. Number 3 is the horse I threw at the third. Deep Consideration, stepping up to a maiden specialweight competition after getting beat only a neck. That was against $75,000 maidens at the distance. I think that's a lateral move. Eddie Plessis Jr. claimed him for $50,000 back on January 29th. Gabriel Saez will be in the saddle today. I think this horse, I don't know what he's on the morning line, 5-1. I think you got to use him at least on your Super High Five ticket.
I think you also should give the 5 Rock Eagle a look. Barclay Tagg normally doesn't have his first-time starters cranked, but 3 of his last 4 works have been bullets over the turf course over at Palm Meadows. A Son of Indian Charlie and a graded stakes place mare, 8-1 in the morning line. Maybe one you might want to watch.
Yeah, put on your Super High Five ticket. You got to pick the first 5 finishes in the race in order. So dollar wager. So that's how Katie and I see the Saturday card. Very exciting card. As we mentioned, race number 6. We got a $750,000 jackpot guarantee in the Rainbow 6. Next race is the start of the Pick 5, a $50,000 guarantee. And the next race, the final Pick 4 of the afternoon, is a $100,000 guarantee. Lots of reasons to stick around, and we'll be back throughout the afternoon. Should be a fun day here at Gulfstream Park. Beautiful weather.
Beautiful. It should be a great day, and if you happen to get knocked out early in the Rainbow 6, you keep playing in the Pick 5 and the late Pick 4, you could still bring home a really nice chunk of cash. So it's going to be a great day. Enjoy it, and best of luck with your selections.